Sanskritization is a phenomenon in Indian society within the context of caste structure observed by sociologists. The term was first coined by M.N. Srinivasan, who describes it as the process by which a low Hindu caste or tribal or other group changes its customs, ritual, ideology, and way of life in the direction of a high and frequently twice born caste. To summarize, an oppressed group emulating the behavior of an oppressing group in order to portray an image of social superiority. This is generally a process that accompanies or is an attempt to upward social mobility, and is often marked by conflicts wherein the other castes deny claims made by the Sanskritizing caste. In Brahma Yugam, the journey of the cook towards claiming the ring and becoming the Chatan's master, just like the real Poti, is a journey of an oppressed group laying claims to power and resources through Sanskritization. We also see the conflicts that it generates between both the powerless Devan and the all-powerful Chatan. In fact, at the very first introduction, we see the cook positioned above Devan and obscured by shadows, hinting us both to his internal view of himself as someone superior and his hidden motives. We also see him asserting his superiority above Devan throughout the film. While we are initially led to believe that the cook is just being arrogant to Devan, towards the end of the film, it is made clear that the cook does not just see himself as superior to Devan, but rather as being the rightful master of the house, as it is his birthright. Birthrights being a core component of caste society.
ഇതെനിക്ക് അവകാശപ്പെട്ടതാ. അതിന് തടസ്സം നിന്നാ നിന്നെ എനിക്ക് കൊല്ലേണ്ടി വരും.
This claim to superiority generates two levels of conflict. One with Devan, a fellow oppressed, and another with Poti, the oppressor. Through these conflicts, we see the seemingly dual nature of Sanskritization, one as conforming and reinforcing caste structure, and the other as subverting and challenging caste structure. But hold on, isn't the cook actually the real Kuduman Poti's son? Does that not make him a Brahmin? However, remember, the only place where we hear about this connection is from the cook himself. We also learn that despite fathering him biologically, Kuduman Poti never acknowledged the cook as his son. And even the all-powerful Chatan does not see the cook as the heir until the cook himself says it. Thus, the caste superiority, or the paternal relationship that confers such superiority, exists only in the mind of the cook, much similar to how caste superiority within the caste system is an illusory status existing within minds alone. Now, there is a magical anklet storyline here that is revealed by the director in an interview, but however, it never made it into the final cut of the film. That storyline provides a much simpler and straightforward answer, but the scene being removed and the resulting ambiguity leads us to far more interesting and meaningful interpretations, such as the scene's connection to Sanskritization. I love this interpretation, but of course, you can ignore this if you'd like. Now, in the conflict with Poti, we see the subverting power of Sanskritization, wherein a previously denoted lower caste now claims equality or superiority on the same grounds that the oppressor caste claims superiority.
മനുഷ്യർക്ക് ജന്മം കൊണ്ട് മാത്രമല്ല കർമ്മം കൊണ്ടും ബ്രാഹ്മണനാവാമെന്ന് നീ തന്നെ പറഞ്ഞത് ഓർക്കുന്നില്ലേ?
Thus, Sanskritization becomes a tool in the hands of a lower caste to claim rights and privileges inside a system that oppresses them. In the conflict with Devan, on the other hand, we see the sinister caste conformity of Sanskritization and its impact on other oppressed groups in the society. While a group may be attempting to claim rights for their own through Sanskritization, it is by no means a revolutionary process, in that it does not challenge the larger social structure in place. Rather, the claims are made at the cost of other oppressed groups who are now subject to abuse not only from already existing oppressors but also from a newly emerging, or should I say, aspiring oppressors. Ultimately, Sanskritization is yet another ideological trap laid by caste society. It tells us that social status is not about material realities such as wealth, access to resources, and military power, but rather it is about rituals, practices, and beliefs. A parallel to Sanskritization can also be found in Marxist theory in the context of class struggle in the form of false consciousness. Think of it like this: your poor unemployed friend takes a loan to buy an iPhone so that he can distort the material reality of his life for himself, the reality of unemployment and poverty. False consciousness is generated by the society to distort social conflict, and it could also be accepted by the oppressed in order to forget the reality of their oppression. In the context of caste society, Sanskritization operates as a form of false consciousness. It is important to note that while there have been successful cases of Sanskritization, it is always accompanied by the upward economic mobility of the Sanskritized castes, while castes without such upward mobility have failed in their claim. Liberation is achieved not through positional changes within the oppressive structure, but through revolutionary struggle, a struggle that requires solidarity with the fellow oppressed. And until we see through our own false consciousness, mankind is doomed into cycles of either killing each other or into becoming new reflections of old slave masters.